Well, welcome back, everybody. It's Fun Friday, and you know what that means. We're going to have some fun. Now, we have been doing some measuring. We've learned about measuring height. We've learned about measuring length. And today we started learning about measuring weight or capacity, okay? And we are going to make our very own scale so we can do some experimenting on our own to see which thing is heavier. We can compare two things. So to do this experiment, you're going to need a hanger. Now, if you have a hanger like this that has a little indentations here and it has a little swivelly hook on the top, that would be the best. But you can also use one like this because it has nice little hooks right there. Or you could even use just a regular hanger, wire hanger like this. You just have to make sure that you put your strings out here at the very end, okay? And then probably tape them down so they don't move around. All right, so you're gonna need a hanger, just one hanger. You're going to need a ruler or a tape measure, or it really doesn't even have to be a real measuring device. It could just be shoebox or something like that, but you want to be able to make your strings be the same length, okay? So we want them to be at least 12 inches long, okay? And this is 12 inches. So if you have somebody whose feet are about that big, that would be perfect. You're going to need some string. So I like to knit, so I have a ton of yarn, Yarnworks, or you could do shoestring, twine, you could use thread. You're not going to be weighing anything too terribly heavy, so it doesn't have to be really heavy duty rope type stuff. But you're going to need to cut 6 pieces of string or yarn. I'm just going to call it yarn. All right, so you're going to have to do 6 of these, and I want them all to be the same size, okay? So I've already used 4 of my strings to kind of speed this process up. I have 2 left there. You're going to need some scissors, and you're going to need 2 cups. Now, I am using a plastic cup, but you can use this kind of cup, like a solo cup. You could use a paper cup. You could use even little baskets, or even those little pails, you know, like I pull your sticks out of. Something like that. The only thing is they have to be the exact same kind of cup, okay? So I couldn't use like one of these cups with one of these cups because they're not the same weight, so it wouldn't give us a true comparison. All right, so let's see, what else do we need? I think that is all to get started. Oh, a hole punch. Yes, if you have a hole punch, you can go ahead and you're going to punch 3 little holes like in a triangle, okay? So I have 1 hole here, I have 1 hole here where this one is, and then I have another hole here. And because there's 3 of them, it doesn't really matter if they're perfectly spaced apart, but you want to try to get them close to being, you know, spaced equally, but it doesn't really matter. Now, the reason we have to have 3 strings coming up like this is because if we only have 2 and you put something in, it's just going to tip over like that. But with 3 of them, it gives a nice base. It's kind of like when you're trying to build some Legos or something, you have to have that nice base. Otherwise, if you make it go up straight and tall, it'll just tip over. Okay, so I have already cut my string, and I have punched my holes in my cup, and then I took one of my strings and I just poke it through the hole. Okay, see how I just poked it through the hole? And then I want to tie it pretty close to the end of the string. Okay, so I don't want a whole bunch of extra string hanging over the end there. All right, so I'm going to do 1 time around and 1 more time. Okay, so there's my next my next one, and I have one more to do. Let me put that through. I think it's easier to go from the outside to the inside. Okay. Now you might need to have your grown-up do this part. Okay. All right. So now I have 3 strings hanging off there. That looks like a very sad jellyfish, doesn't it? All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all 3 of my strings, so I'm holding them together. I'm going to turn them upside down, and then I'm going to just knot these 3 strings together at one time. Okay, can you see how I did that with all 3 going through? And pull it up to the end. All right. So now I have 2 little buckets that I can hang on my scale. Now, like I said, they don't have to be perfect because we're not actually, we're not going to find out exactly how much each thing weighs. We're just comparing which one's heavier, which one's lighter. All right, so now that you have that done, the next thing you're going to do is take one of the baskets and just hang it on that one side. You're going to take the other basket and slip it right through there, hang it on the other side. Okay, so now we have a scale. The next thing we have to do is find something to hang it on, right? And this is going to be almost like a teeter-totter, isn't it? Okay, now we're going to go into my laundry room, which is very small and very messy, but that's what laundry rooms are usually like. I have some coins here I'm going to put in my pocket. I have $1's worth of dimes. So how many dimes is that? Do you remember? 10. Very good. 10 dimes. And how many quarters make $1? 4 quarters. Okay. I'm also going to take a little clementine. And I've got 2 fruit snack bags. And so we're just going to kind of measure and see, we're going to compare these. So if my cameraman will follow me in. All right. Now, you can hang this actually from any kind of post. You can hang it from, if you have a shower curtain rod, you can hang it from that. If you have a really long doorknob, you can hang it from that. You just don't want it to rub against something. I have a nice little rod right here that I hang my clothes on once I have them washed and dried. And so I'm going to move that back just a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to start out with 2 things I think are going to weigh about the same. Hopefully they'll weigh the same because it tells me on the package that they should weigh the same. So let's see. I want to try to put them in at the same time because I don't really have to. I guess I could put this one in and see what's going to happen. See how that goes down because what? It's heavier, right? There's nothing in that side. Now, what do you think is going to happen when I put this other one in? Do you think that this is going to come down farther than this side? Do you think it's going to come down equal with it? Well, let's find out. My cameraman's trying to get a better angle on this. All right, and I'm going to put it in here, and let's just see. It's going to twist around a little bit. And it looks like it's pretty even, doesn't it? So those look like they could be equal. All right, well, now that we have one of them in there, I want to see, what do you think? Which side is, what's going to happen to this? Will it go up higher than the clementine orange? Or will you think this is heavier? Will it come down? Make a prediction. Tell your grown-up what you think. Keep you honest. All right, here we go. I'm going to put it in here, and let's see. Oh, did you get it right? The clementine is heavier, isn't it? Because it went down lower. All right, let's see. I'm going to take this out now. Woo, that's a heavy clementine. And I am going to reach in here, and I have 4 quarters. That makes $1. Do you think $1 in quarters is going to weigh more or less than a clementine? All right, till you're grown up. All right, here we go. Let's find out. It's kind of wobbling around a little bit, but you can still tell that the clementine is heavier, isn't it? Now, I have a question. We know that 4 quarters is $1, and we know 10 dimes is $1. But I wonder if they will be equal in weight. We know they're equal in value, but I wonder if they'll be equal in weight. So I have 10 dimes. Woo, almost dropped them. That would not be good. All right, so let's see. Make your prediction. I think that the quarters are going to be heavier. What do you think? All right, let's see. Wow, I don't know. Yeah, I think they're closer to equal than I thought they would be, but I do think that the quarters are a little bit heavier. So there we have it. You can make your own scale, and you can measure all sorts of things. You can measure Legos or hair ties or rocks. You could measure goldfish against Cheerios. You could measure Oreo cookies against graham crackers. The possibilities are endless. So you can have a lot of fun this afternoon. I want you to tell me if you make this and you try it out. I want you to tell me, send me a video so I can see what it turned out to look like. Show me something that you're weighing, and so we can see how it works, okay? And you have fun, and I hope that you just have a good adventure and a fun Friday. All right, we will see you on Monday. Bye.